And there we go. We're off to the races. Only 38 minutes late. I mean, Thursday, I like to say Thursday is sometime between 3 and 4 p.m. because I know that it's a chaotic day for me and I don't always get started right at 3 p.m. I am, for those of you who know that I've been sick, I am feeling more like myself. I'm not 100%. I would say on Tuesday, I was saying I was about 75% during the Takeover Tuesdays live stream. And today, I'm maybe like 80%. So I'm still creeping in the right direction, getting there. You know, I'm hopeful that maybe in the next week or so, maybe 10 days, I'm up to full speed. But I'm certainly feeling well enough to give it the old college try and get the party started. I need an emoji for that. Yeah, to get this thing rolling. So, hello, Alex, MZ, Burso, good to see you. Don't forget to hit the like button. Let's get this stream out there. So definitely I'm on the mend. I'm still pretty fatigued. That's the biggest thing that's still hanging around. I've got the sniffles, which is a little bit irritating. But for the most part, all the other symptoms are gone. But right now it is 3:40 p.m. and I could sleep for a day. I could absolutely go to sleep right now and have no trouble sleeping for like 12 hours. It would not be a problem. So, you know, I'm going to try to push through to about 9 or 10 p.m. and then maybe sleep for about 10 or 12 hours and then come back and do it again. But yeah, there's a lot going on and, you know, can't sleep in the middle of the day. Can't sleep in the middle of the day. I've been sleeping enough. It's time to get into some stuff. So we are on the main account today. My monitor's a little bit weird. It's in a weird spot. I know it moves my camera because my camera's on my monitor. Sorry about that. But yeah, my, let's see. So I recently, not that recently, but Christmas, I guess, or a little bit before Christmas, maybe, I got a desk mount for my monitor, like an arm, so it can swivel and change positions and stuff. And that's cleared up some space on my desk. So I have additional room here for like keyboards and other knickknacks, which is great. But also it allows us to like swing around the big monitor and watch movies on it at night or Netflix or TV or whatever, you know. So my wife and I, usually somewhere between 7 and 8 every night after dinner, we hang out and, you know, chill on the couch and watch this monitor because it's a nice big monitor. And we don't own a TV. We don't own a TV anymore. We haven't had a TV for a couple of years now because we always watch like on her laptop or we watch on my, you know, computer. So, and I've got this cool little device. I don't know if anybody's ever seen, I mean, I'm sure people have seen these things before. I don't know what this company is called. I don't know if I still have the packaging, but for Christmas, we did a little, what's called a Yankee swap around here, which is basically everybody brings one present, to the group. And then you do this thing where it's like, you kind of pick in order and then you could exchange with people, you know, and so I got this out of the Yankee swap, and the Yankee swap limit, I think, was $10 or $15. So this is a very cheap Bluetooth speaker, but it's not bad. And it just charges from a mini USB. It is mini USB, unfortunately. But you just charge it, and then we can use this as our speaker. So normally I'm listening on my earbuds, but this is a nice little speaker. It's got decent quality sound. Battery life seems fine. I don't use it for anything else. I don't like take it out and about, but I'm sure you could, you know, if you wanted to take it on a picnic or something, or if you wanted to take it, you know, in the car on a car ride or something. I don't know why you would need it in the car. But yeah, so that's why the monitor was out of position, because we were watching. Actually, not last night. Last night, what were we watching? I don't know. We watched Fantastic Beasts. I don't know if you've seen that movie. It's fun. Part of the Harry Potter Wizarding World. All right. Let's get into some arena here. Do some classic arena and just let this fire away, and I'll go talk to people. Connor Godwin, evening cold. How's the HH free to play going? It's going. I'm coming up on my second 6-star. I should have it. I really should have had it already. I just haven't had time to collect all my CVC energy and make the final push. But I'm this close. I'm this close to having my second 6-star, and then things will get better. Wally World. Hey, Cole Reddit, everyone. Hey, Wally World. Good to see you. Philip, good to see you. Very strong in the house. Very nice. I'm liking that Cole Red Plays tag you got showing there. That's nice. MZ says, Cole, I was thinking of a subject for your channel, which I think will be interesting and very good for a lot of players. Attack versus crit damage ratio. With your skill of explaining, it will be good. That's a good idea. I like that idea, MZ. I don't think in and of itself it's enough for an entire video, but perhaps I could do a video explaining some of the statistical differences or the statistical like relative power of some of the stats, or maybe explain some of the confusion about certain stats. So for instance, you know, there is a balance between attack and crit damage. There's also a balance between HP and defense. So we could do something like that. You know, we could also talk about accuracy versus resistance. We can also talk about speed as the universal multiplier. So we could do a stat-based video. I appreciate the suggestion. I will have to put it on the list. That's a good one to suggest in the Discord, by the way. If anybody ever comes up with a video suggestion, there is a whole suggestion box area in the Discord where you can make suggestions on any type of topic, and specifically you can use the @video tag to make a suggestion about a video. Also, if you're a member, which you are, MZ, you can make that suggestion in the members area. Now the members, like just yesterday's video, which I know launched very late on January 31st, but yesterday's video was about the Hydra clan boss, and that was a video that was, I would say, requested but demanded by my membership. So there will be a new vote starting, I think, today or tomorrow for the February video. And all the members, if you're a member of the channel, so not a member of the Discord, if you're a member of the YouTube channel, if you actually have a membership, this is the members, one of the perks for that membership. There will be a vote for a week where people can suggest any topics for videos that they like. At the end of the week, we take the top 2 or 3 vote getters, or that seem to be the most popular, and we do a formal vote over the following week. And once all the members have voted or the week runs out, at that point, we pick that video. And I must do that topic before the month ends. That's what happened yesterday. The Hydra video was entirely demanded by the membership. So if you enjoyed that video, then you have the members to thank. Hey, Joshua Lynch became a member. Joshua Lynch, welcome to the Banner Lords. That's awesome. Welcome to the Banner Lords. Yeah, I hope everybody heard that. I heard that. I think without Sun in the stream, the audio, because the weird thing is, and this is a little bit behind the scenes, we share a lot of account information. Like, he can manage all of my accounts. YouTube allows for that. You have like account sort of, what are they called? I can't think of what they are now. There's a word for it. My COVID brain's still here. But so that, you know, you can give permissions of various levels. And so he has permissions to like do all my stuff, you know, so because he does so much, you know, and we're always working together. So rather than have to like transfer stuff between accounts or worry about that, like he just, you know, is in the account simultaneously, which sometimes creates a little bit of an issue with the text to speech, I think, because when he's logged in and I'm logged in, he's usually actively manipulating that software while I'm dealing with the stream. And what that means is like, it's trying to send him the audio information as opposed to me or something. It's weird. I don't know. There's some weirdness. Every time we think we fixed it, it gets a little bit wonky, but I'm glad that went ahead and gave us a little bit of announcement for Joshua Lynch. Thank you for joining. D's Banana's account name, I'm in Dragon Hunt Cluster. You had it before. Did you get it? Did you lose it for a month? Did you have it and then lose it and then get it back? He's a legal guardian of my account techniques. Yes, he is. That's basically what's happening. All right, more. We need to do more arena. I keep getting distracted. More arena. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. So sometimes it will make an announcement if you've renewed. But if you renewed, you would have had the new badge. You would have had the month 2 badge, which is the gold badge that Alex and MZ and Dinky have. Hi, Dinky. So, you know, that would be the badge that you get at month 2, I believe. In month 3, you should be getting a purple badge. So there are a few people who should be getting their purple badge soon. A few people. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I mean, it may be that you purchased the membership not during a stream, and this is the first stream you've been in since you purchased the membership, and so it's just announcing it to everybody. You know, it does that. So like, even if you've had it for 2 weeks, if you haven't been in a stream, then it should go. Yeah, like he's an account manager, but there's the word I was looking for was permissions. There are levels of permissions, you know, so you can have the owner of the channel, and then you can have like various managing positions under it, so that it supports like a business structure, you know, so it's not just a personal account, it's actually a business account. Yeah, I mean, there are different words for it. I forget what the actual word for it is here. I think it's just, I think it's account manager. Hey, Murad, good to see you. Jules. Yeah, so we are on the main account today, which is great because I don't get to play this account. There's so much I want to do with this account. There's so much cool stuff going on this account, and I just never get to really play it. So I have most of my HH and Noob versus Pro stuff done for the day. I think the sad news is, and I mean, maybe some people won't find, they're like, finally, but the Noob versus Pro account is going to be retired. I mean, I'd already said, you know, the Noob versus Pro series was over 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, whatever it was. We've moved on from there. I did want to complete the fusion. I completed the fusion. I didn't really do much content on that because I was sick. So it kind of has, and it's just been hanging around and playing 3 accounts, being sick, having a family and another job. Like it's just too much. And the Noob versus Pro doesn't give me enough bang for my buck at this point in terms of gaming hours. So it's going to get retired. We just finished a CVC. I wanted to finish the CVC, and I think that's it. I think that might be the last thing. I have thought about like waiting till the end of the Hydra Clash, because those don't end on the same day, the CVC and the Hydra Clash. So there might be a couple of more days, but I think it's done. But that's good, because that means I'm going to have more time to come here and play on my main account, which is something I need to do. Classic Arena, 4 different affinities. We'll worry about that in a minute. We have 129 energy, so let's make sure we use some of that up. Let's check our dailies. Dailies are done. Advanced quests are mostly done. I think the Forge quest is done. Great, so all I have to do is use that energy however I want to use it. Let's see where we are in the Spider Tournament. I haven't been doing the Spider Tournament. I am not going after the Xenograph soul. I was sick, and I missed like the first several days of events, and yeah, so I've already lost it. I have no chance of getting the soul, which is kind of a relief, to be honest. So Spider Turn Attack. Let's see where we stand here. This is an okay thing to put energy into, but I'm almost more tempted to just farm some campaign. Actually, what I should do is check on my Minotaur's progression here. All right, so Yakarl, Demitha, and Tyrant Ixlamore, I think. So he should be done. Is that done? I think that's done, right? 200, 200, and 350. Is that what it is? It's, I think. No, it's 300, 300, and 350. No, I have it. All right, so let's see. Probably just go here. All right. So he is done. Let's check you, Carl. He's closing in. He's almost done. Well, no, he needs 950. So he still needs 315 there. What about Demitha? How's Demitha doing? She's not done yet either. Demitha, you Carl. And then who was the other one I was running? Demitha, you Carl. Oh, Ixlamore. So he's not done. Yeah, he needs several hundred. How's Fane, by the way? Oh, she needs work. Okay. And Morag needs work. Everybody needs work. You always need masteries. I never have enough time to get masteries. Wow, I didn't even realize he wasn't masteried. I've been using him. I've been using him without masteries. No masteries there. I need to do a lot of mastery work. He's got complete masteries. I need to pick them. Okay. So I think what we'll probably do is we'll probably bring in Fane here. Can get rid of Wukong. Bring in Fane. That'll at least get a little bit of XP for Fane. And keep going. All right. I need to run Minotaur for like a week. Just catch up on champions. Most of the champions that I use have their masteries, but the champions that I want to use that I'm still building don't have all of their masteries. So maybe champions I want to do content on. It may be champions that I'm just looking to make progress with. Kirk says, hi, everyone. Good timing. Just finished the Hydra video. That's great. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was helpful. I know it was a long video. It's probably a little longer than it needed to be. It could have been 10 minutes shorter. But once I got going on the Hydra fight, I just wanted to keep going. Bryce, good to see you. Ephemeral, hey. Son is, yeah, he's in chat. Freaky, it would be nice if they added stages to the mastery dungeon up to 20 like the potion ones. Yeah, I think they should do that, and I think they should add permanent super rates the way they've done to the dungeons. The fact that they didn't is super irritating. And yeah, if it was in an event, that would help too. Thanks for the deep squats, Tunk. Alex asking for likes. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, so at some point along the line on my main account, and I don't know when it was. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. I spent like days. I spent thousands of energy in every potion keep. Like I just did a whole week where I cycled through them and I just spent like every drop of energy. And I got thousands of potions. And honestly, I didn't have to farm potions for like 10 months. And recently I've had to farm potions a little bit, but it's basically just arcane potions. Like I still have enough potions of all the different, you know, affinity potions. I just don't have arcane potions. And one of the issues is actually, it's not the highest end arcane potion that's the biggest issue. It's the medium one, the greater one, I guess it is. I think it's lesser, greater, superior, or whatever. So I think it's the greater. That's the one that I actually run out of the most. Pavel, good to see you. Destania, good to see you too. Fat Dave in the house. Are we all well? We are on the road of recovery. We are feeling better. I had COVID. I was diagnosed. Let's see. What's today? Today's Thursday. So it's been like 2 weeks and 3 days, I guess. Is that it? Is that all it's been? It feels like it's been like a month. But I would say I'm somewhere around 75% today. That's about where I feel. I think I was 70% on Tuesday for Tuesday stream. I feel a little bit better than I did on Tuesday. Tributor says, burnout is definitely real. Spent the last 4 days grinding this champ training. Walked away at 48,000 points and a 5-star Harima soul, which is nice. But yeah, the burnout is intense. In fact, Hell Hades did a video on burnout this past week, I think. It was like Monday's video or something. And he was saying, that it's just too much. The event after fusion event into a normal event, or into a Titan event, into this event, like the constant champion training, the events are too much. And part of the discussion has to be like, well, you don't have to do it. Like, I get that. That's going to be the response of some people. It might be this response of players. It's like, well, you don't have to do it. You don't have to do these things. But the design of the events is more and more moving towards you can't miss out. A 5-star soul for Zinogre, who was the last fusion champion, but it requires hundreds of hours of investment and tons of resources to get that. Or you have a Monster Hunter free champion. He's an exclusive champion that's really hard to get any other way. He's free, but it takes, playing 24 hours a day for 4 days and investing every last drop of resource. And you have those two events back to back. So do you want the 5-star soul? Or do you want the exclusive champion? Do you want the exclusive champion and the 5-star soul for that champion? Do you want the fusion and the 5-star soul for that champion? Because it's like 4 events, So when you set it up that way, then the argument, well, you don't have to do it, becomes problematic. Because that's not true. That's not being honest, right? That's saying, we want you to feel like you have to do it, and we want you to feel like you can't do it without spending money. We're giving it to you for free. We're absolutely giving it to you for free. But realistically, you have to spend money to do it. So I have over the last couple of months started to step back a little bit and say to myself, I can't run my account the way I was running it a year ago. My goal with the free-to-play account, my main account, was to get to a point where I could do every fusion, get every free reward. And manage my resources and my time in the game in such a way as to make that happen. I have to say that goal is no longer possible. It's not possible anymore to do it. It's not possible to do that and run a second account, certainly. It may be possible for some players to do that as free to play, but it's fewer and fewer players, and it's very, very challenging. It's more challenging than it used to be. So I shouldn't say it's impossible. I don't think that it's impossible, but it's impossible for me. I can't do it anymore. I have a job. I have a YouTube channel. I'm running 3 accounts. I've got a wife. I've got a family. I've got things I need to do. I cannot spend the number of hours that it would require to do all of it. So burnout is an issue, and I'm trying to back off a little bit for my own personal health. That's one of the reasons why I'm dropping the noob versus pro account. I'm not going to be giving it away. I thought about giving it away. We talked about giving it away. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to camp it for a while. I'm going to camp it in a kind of a, I don't know what you would want to call it, but like a suspended animation clan of my own, along with several of my other alt accounts, so that I can occasionally go back to them for content needs. Yeah, I'm still emotionally attached to the account. I don't want to give it up. So we're going to hold on to it for a while. but it will have to move out of the it'll have to move out of the Noob versus Pro clan, unfortunately. And so we'll have to figure out what's going to happen there. Fat Dave says, good, glad you're feeling better-ish. Thank you. Yeah, it's a slow road. But like I think I said on Tuesday, like, this was not fun, and it was inconvenient, and it was significant, but there are people who have had it much, much worse. You know, so I like to keep that in mind. Remind myself, like, in general, I'm healthy. And while this takes a toll, there are worse tolls. Bryce says, I did that this past week just in case the next fusion is a classic. Didn't want to get stuck farming potions mid-fusion. It's a good call. You got to do it every once in a while. Just like, it's like spring cleaning. Like once a year, you just got to get in there and do it. You know, it's like, you got to do gear cleanses. You got to do potion farms. You got to do Minotaur. Every once in a while, you just have to focus on that and drop other stuff and let that go so that you can get your account back in good order to be able to then progress forward. Caveman, good to see you. Dang, I didn't get a notification today. Hey, Tara B, good to see you too. With the truth emote there. I like that. Yeah, you didn't get a notification. Let me see. We may not have put the announcement out. We didn't put the announcement out. All right, let's go ahead and do that. Make sure we get the announcement out. I have to get the link. Okay, I'm getting the link. Unless you want to do it. If you'd rather me not do it and mess it up. Okay. All right. No worries. That was Son in the background, by the way. Say hi, Son.
Hey.
Hey, why don't you stream for a second?
Oh, this guy.
Yeah, you gotta. You gotta do it. I think you gotta stream.
Guy.
Give me the big close up. Give me the big close up of that bright, beautiful smile. Come on.
Hold on.
Bryce says the lingering cough was the worst part of COVID when I had it. The overall sickness was about 2 days flu, but that lingering cough lasted like a month or two. Yeah, I've heard that before. That did not happen to me last time. It was like 2 weeks of the flu and then 2 weeks of just feeling fatigued forever. So like, you know, it was fevers for 5 days. It was coughs for 2 weeks. And then it was 2 weeks of fatigue. This time around, the fevers were less. The cough was less, but the fatigue is the same. So we'll have to see. All right, let's get you up there.
Is that what you wanted?
Well, almost. Let me see. There we go. There he is. Take off the headset. Show everybody. Come on. Give him the full view.
It's me.
Look at the haircut, everybody. Woo! Woo! He's looking slick, isn't he? Got the beard all trimmed. You look bright and as what do we say? As bright as a new penny. That's what you're looking like. It's wild to see you without the long hair, man. The nice trimmed beard.
I look different, huh?
You look highly respectable, which is strange because I know you.
I look respectable. That's how I get him, man. That's how I trick him.
Kirk asks, since when did he have ears? And June asks, was the hair donated? That actually would have been a good call. You could have donated that hair too. Yeah, we should have thought of that. I didn't think of that either.
Yeah, I believe the salon does that. So
they did that? Very nice.
Yeah.
He went to a salon, ladies and gentlemen.
So yeah, well, it was actually a really nice spot. It's like a nice salon, but they had like a couple of guys own like the back half of the salon. It's like a gentleman's kind of little salon area. Really nice. A lot of beards and good cuts, and yeah, guy killed it. I think he did a really good job.
Bryce said you went from looking like Geo to looking like Draconis. I don't know that he ever looked like Geo. Yeah, there's a little bit of delay on his audio for some reason. I don't know why. You could have just donated the hair to Colred. Yeah. Colred doesn't want that. Trying to take a shot at the bald man. I get it. But trust me, he's happier with less hair, and he'd be even happier with less hair than he's got now. There's nothing like the bald life. Trust me, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's such a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. It's nice not having all the hair, you know? I feel a lot lighter.
Yeah.
Been losing weight already, you know? Now I've got some off the top. Looking good. Looking all right.
Yeah.
Feeling
good
confident.
for you, man. Good for you.
Around, you know? Clucking. I'm clucking.
Yeah. Hens cluck, right, by the way.
You got your peep show.
Yeah.
Oh, what did the male chickens do?
They crow.
I don't want to say the other word for them.
They crow.
They crow.
Yeah.
I don't like the sound of that. I'll cluck all day. All right. Respect for the ladies. we love them too.
Okay. Sure. I got no issue with it. Cluck away.
We troll, but with love.
All Sun right. Came fresh out the box.
I will let you go in the fresh out the box.
Where did Chewie go? All right. Well, thanks for hanging out, son. That was fun.
There you go. Have fun.
All right.
Bye.
James Morton says, my sense of smell never came back after the Rona. It's been a pretty deal. Yeah, I've heard that too. I'm sorry that hasn't happened. I hope it recovers over time. Some people have reported that, it takes like a year or two, but that it does come back. And for other people, I don't know that it does. I never had that symptom. I had the symptom where like everything tastes like garbage. Like I had that. It wasn't a loss of taste so much as it was like a distortion of taste. I mean, everything tasted like garbage. That was the previous time. This time around, I didn't have that. All right, so let's get back to the game here. Let's actually do some stuff here. All right, so we were talking about doing some endgame stuff. So Sintranos is endgame, I guess, ish. It's endgame-ish. I mean, it's technically endgame. Fighting Classic Arena with team from 4 different affinities. All right, let's do that. Let's see if we find... Yeah, here we go. Find... Oh, that's right. I have all these... I think I have all of these tokens that are just about to... Yep. I got to get through these. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab these, and we'll keep doing Arena until we can get rid of those tokens. We don't want to waste those. So when we do this, I think we do something like this. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just a one-man defense. As long as I have all 4 affinities. So yeah, he's been doing well. He's been on an exercise kick. He's been on a health kick. He stopped smoking. He's been doing great. Zyvo says, my mother-in-law had coronavirus 4 times, lost of taste happened the 4th time and it never came back. That's weird. That's also unfortunate, but getting it 4 times is also unfortunate. That's awful. I was able to avoid it for 3 years, 3.5 years or whatever. And then I got it twice in 7 months. And I would say the first time wasn't my fault. Absolutely not my fault. I was still masked up, but I was taking mass transit, and it was sort of a unfortunate situation. We went to Europe for a wedding, and we had to take some public transportation, and it was rush hour. I know the guy who gave me the. I know the guy. I can remember his face. I can remember his face. And the second time around, we went to a baby shower this last time, and at the baby shower, we were pretty good. We we were masked all the way until food, and then we ate, and then we didn't really put our masks back on until like an hour after we ate. But we were still kind of distancing a little bit, and so that's definitely was risky. But I think the bigger issue is we brought our friends home with us. They were staying with us, so the friends who had the shower were staying with us because they don't live in the area. One of our friends, the mother, grew up on the East Coast. They now live in the Midwest. But so, when they come here, sometimes they stay with us. And they actually got COVID from traveling, like from, being on the plane. And so they were with us in our house for, 24 hours. And we weren't masked in the house, unfortunately. So, I mean, that's, to a certain extent, that's just us. We took a chance and we paid the price. But all right, let's see what we can do here. Let's get some more of these tokens out of the way. Then we're going to go over to Sintranos. This shouldn't be too bad. See if we can kill Arbiter here. Yep. So the great thing about an ally attack, you can basically ignore your the UDK because he only blocks one hit. Everything is due to Bandit. Yeah, all right. So let's see. I'm a little bit curious. I'm gonna keep this rolling, but I want to start a poll because I am curious. Okay. I know these aren't the only choices, but let's just see. Let's just see what people like to see. I'm always curious. Because while I have some, intentions with my live stream, Thursdays, we do what we want. So if you guys want to see something in particular, you let me know and we'll try to make it happen. So this is always kind of a fun team comp to go into with the Torm and the Cold, right? So I've got another team that I like running. We'll see if we can do it with this team. The cleanse actually got us all frozen. That was kind of cool with a double Grim Reaper there. See, Torment is one of those things where it's like you should build a arena offense team that can handle a Torment team, because it really is tough to take a go first like Arbiter team into a Torment team. But all you have to do, excuse me, sorry about that. All you have to do is switch up your team a little bit. You know, I brought 2 cleansers. That's basically what I did. You know, it's like 2 go first champions, 2 go first damage dealers with a reviver and 2 cleansers, you know. Now we just got to swap back for this thing. It's always fun to clear the entire board, to go 10 for 10. That's nice. Ooh. I may not go 10 for 10. That's unfortunate. Sometimes Deacon Armstrong does this thing where for whatever reason he decides not to use his turn meter. He just goes in. And it's like, if he had just gone, it would have been fine, right? So let's go ahead and kill. Now Wukong is going to mess us up, but that's okay. Because we got to revive on death. Uh-oh. That was a problem. I thought Wukong was going to go next, and he did not. Now I'm not going to get my... Oh, you got to be kidding me with this. Okay. That's really irritating. I mean, it's not hard to defeat. It's just sometimes you don't know exactly how they're built or the exact relative speeds. I hate losing 2 in a row to a team like that. I should have won the first one. Oh, well, this is another one that can be a little bit tricky with Eric's here. But we'll go back to the main. See what happens. So I think Lydia's passive just procced, so I think we can now revive. Yeah. Okay. Now what amounts to 3 revivers, so kind of a pain in the butt. We're going to get another revive. Let's kill him at least. Take away the cleanse. It's an irritating team. I was close. That's super irritating. I've got a chance. Nope. Oh man, that irks me. I gotta take him on again. All right. Yeah, this could do fine. The revive on the Wukong will be an issue, but so much easier. I knew it when I first looked at the team. I'm like, I should probably not take my go first team in, but I was kind of a little bit lazy there. And I was just like, I'm going to take it in anyway. Okay. Let's see what people are saying. Sintranos and Hydra. Doom Tower a little bit, Arena not so much. 3%. One person wants Arena. And I've been doing Arena for the last 25 minutes. Evening, Ian. Good to see you. Plethora. Welcome. All right, let's end that poll. All right. Hydra, let's see your team. What about some Iron Twins? Glad that you have recovered. Thanks, Roberto. Definitely, I'm on the mend. Not all the way home, but I'm feeling better. Anything but Sintranos, please. MZ says, I choose Hydra because Arena, I am gold 5 already. Sintranos, I need more champions and better gear to go. Doom Tower is almost there, but also need some better gear. Okay. Hey, Sabik. Hey, John Hodgson. Good to see you. The stream is going. We're 45 minutes in. All right, so people really want to see Hydra. That's interesting. I don't even know. Like, I don't even think I have a Hydra team built for this anymore. But let's go ahead and do some Hydra. Let's see. I don't know if I could do a 1-key Unbrutal anymore. It's been 6 months since I've even tried. I don't even care about Hydra. Like, I care so little about Hydra. I got Thrallo, who I wanted. And I should care about Hydra because there's value in Hydra, but it was like such a slog. And so maybe we'll start with hard. We'll start with hard and we'll see how we do. I'll probably just use my best team against hard and see if I can, So let's see what a good team setup is. So this is a good team setup. Yeah, it's okay. It's not awesome. What's that? Is that the same exact team? Oh no, it doesn't have Mithrala. It has Syl of the Drakes. Here's another Hydra team. That's one with Inquisitor Shamil, which we don't need. Here's another one. Oh yeah, I was trying to build one around Island, but I don't think Island's built in this position right now. It's not a bad basis for a team though, but we do need a provoke, right? Sintranos. Island gives us the provoke. So we still need a provoke. And really, I mean, I've got several good provoke champions. But I don't know. Let's just mess around. Let's just see. What do we want to do? We want a couple of provokes, maybe. We can use AoE damage this rotation, so maybe Artak. That'll give us a decrease attack plus an HP burn. Get our Hex out there. We need a buff strip. And now we need provokes. I mean, what I typically do for provokes is actually I use a seeker. I use a fast seeker in Relentless. And he also gives me opportunity, like we should put him there. He also gives me more turn meter. And then another provoke. Maybe we'll use, this gives us a little more sustain. It's not a high damage team, but it handles all the current heads, right? We've got a cleanse. We got 2 cleanses. We've got a strengthen. We've got 2 provokes. We've got HP burns. We've got a buff strip and a block debuffs. Let's try it. I have no idea. I have no idea. Probably be fine. It's only hard mode. So let's try it out. The ally attack also helps us with the A1 provoke. So we'll see if we get the provoke out there. We got the provoke out there. I think chances are we're going to want to light up the Head of Mischief. With this particular comp, I think we want to light up the Head of Mischief. So that's an A1 provoke and an A2 provoke, right? Okay. And then, okay. So, yeah, I guess we'll get the leech out there. Didn't land on everybody, but it landed. Okay. And then let's do some damage. Do we have a slow? We don't have a slow. We don't have a slow. This would give us a second provoke. She's not really built all that well. I mean, she's built okay. But so we could put her in instead of Bivold of the Thorn. She's got an AoE slow. The ally protect comes out with a decreased speed, though, which could kill her. I mean, the other option is, you know, do we go back to Strategos and use him as the second provoker? He's got the sustain like Bivold does. He's got the AoE decreased speed. Got the ally protection. How's he built? Yeah, I took him out of his regen. He doesn't really have the accuracy. He's almost there in the accuracy. I could glyph the accuracy probably. I mean, he has a provoke and a slow. Vizix has a provoke and a slow. They're both neutral affinity. He's got a lot more defense. He's got 6k defense, and he's got more HP. All right. I mean, let's glyph a little bit of accuracy onto him if we can. We can't. We can't even glyph accuracy onto him. I mean, he'll get 20. That's not enough. I think I need like 240 accuracy or something like that. 250 accuracy. So I'd be missing provokes. So it's almost like, why bother bringing them in? I mean, I could try putting him into, let's see if I can find an accuracy banner. That would work. Get him even faster. He's at 267. Oh, I might have him speed tuned. I think I have him speed tuned. Although there might be a little play. I'll just slow him down by 1, get him the extra 50 accuracy. He does lose 4,000 HP there. I don't need that. I don't need that attack. I don't want to lose the defense either. Because that impacts his sustain. Let me see something. Yeah, I mean, I think I have to go with the banner. Whatever, I can always swap it back. It's just one piece. It's not a huge deal. We'll do this piece for now. Okay. I think we'll put Islin in now. So let's pull Bivold. I like Bivold. I think he's very good. He is weak affinity there, although he can't weak hit. I don't think he can weak hit. So, but Islin is going to do great. All right, let's do this. Can you see how the Seeker is built? I'm just leveling mine up at the moment. I've got 2. I'll show you them. Grisura is a very good provoker. I don't have Grisura. Is Prundar worth building? Can be. Depends on where you are and what your account is looking like. All right, so here we'll get the decreased speed out right away, I think. Because we still get 2 shots at least at... Okay, so the slow is awesome. Okay. So we get 2 shots at provokes at least. There we go. We got the provoke. We're all good. Beautiful opening. Let me shrink myself down so you guys can see a little bit more of the screen. Actually. Bam. Okay. I'm still here. I feel much diminished, but I'm still here. All right, let's get that hex out. Block debuffs. We missed on one. And then let's nuke that Head of Mischief. HP burns. We missed 2 of them. Wow. I guess Ally Protect. That's rough. I don't have a Mischief tank. Yeah, maybe actually we should be crushing the Head of Blight because of that poison, the big old poison wave here. Maybe we'll do that instead. That's fine. Head of Mischief is not an issue, right? We have the solution, which is the hex, the AoE hex. So let's go ahead and I want to see if a block debuffs buff works against this poison attack. This leeching blight. I'm not actually sure it does. I don't remember. Yeah, Seeker does outrun his buffs every once in a while, especially if he gets a proc of his Relentless. If I put somebody in like if I put some of my buffers in protection set, you know, we would get more coverage here. That's the slow is so nice. We'd get more coverage in terms of our, you know, buffs being protected. right, so it looks like I did block it. Wukong did not get the poison, so it looks like you can block it. 3 HP burns, I'll take that. Provoke on the A1. So we got 2 provokes on A1s, actually. That's really nice. Whatever. Okay. So we're only 1.5 million damage in on boss turn count 9. That's not a lot. But I think the smites and HP burns will do their work. Hopefully. 114k there on that hit by Wukong. Cooldown reduction would have been nice. I could have brought in Emek, I guess. Took the counterattack. Gonna need to get rid of those buffs. Because now I have an AoE on my R-Tac I can't get away from. And the buff spreads. All right, let's attack the first guy again. Now we're going to get 2 counterattacks because our attack can't get out of the AoE. So maybe I need to build a... I'm going to use Islin here. Maybe I need to build him with more resistance. So what do we need? We need 21 million? Is that what we need? 21 million? Our first champion is about to be devoured. Get the hex out there, so no matter who devours them, hopefully. We can kill that head. Who's going to take this? Is it going to be Mischief? Mischief's going to get it. Mischief usually gets it. It's the fastest head, which is why he gets the most turns, so he's going to devour the most champions. Yep, it's going to be Head of Mischief. And was one of our damage dealers, was Wukong, which it usually is, first time around. And our hex has expired, so that's a problem. We do have... Let's get that provoke out there. We do have... No. Yeah, there we go. We do have HP burns. There goes that head. Slow will help. Oh, I should have put out the hex. Whoops. Should be enough. There we go. All right, 5.4 million. So we're probably going to need like 100 turns here. Provoke if we can. Mayhem Monkey says, if your Seeker is built fast enough, he should be able to lock down Provoke most of the fight. Yeah, and on this rotation, he's neutral affinity, right? Which is nice. Freaky Gamer asks, what exactly does the Hex do? I will explain in just a second. Why am I not activating the burn? I did, I think, sometimes. But sometimes I want to try to extend it with the A1. right? Rather than activate it, I want to try to extend it. That's why, because I don't have a second HP burner. So once I activate them, they disappear. Whereas if I have a chance to extend them, they do more damage. That's my thought process anyway. I mean, it's an experiment, right? Hydra's always an experiment to see, what are you getting out of it? Okay, so Hex, what does Hex do? Hex is important because the Head of Mischief has a skill, has a passive, let's see, has a 75% chance of redirecting an enemy attack onto another random head. So you can't target the Head of Mischief reliably. But you can see this will not occur if this head is under a Hex debuff. So if you have a Hex debuff on the Head of Mischief, then you can target it just the way you can target anybody else. Without the Hex, you can't. And that can be a problem. That was a big buff steal. The other thing Hex does is it turns every single target ability into an AoE, which is nice. So you just get more damage out there that way. This team could use a Mischief tank too, because he's getting a ton of buffs from us. And he's going to spread them to the team. I will be able to remove them, but there we go. Get the removal right there. So as far as Seeker is concerned, Seeker is a very good provoke champion because it's a provoke on the A1, and he only attacks with his A1. His A2 is a turn meter fill and an extra turn. So he's always attacking with his A1. So it's literally 100% of the time he's trying to provoke. The chance is decent. I think it's 50%. I think it's 50%. Which is pretty good when he's not weak affinity. It's always good to have a backup. So Islan also has a provoke, and I think he's also on his A1, and he's also neutral affinity. So it's good to have those two. So this A1 from Islan, each hit has a 35% chance of placing a provoke debuff for one turn, and it's a double hitter. So that's roughly a 60% chance, I think. So somewhere around a 60% chance. So it's even a little bit better than Seeker, I think. Just keep that Hex out there for maximum damage. Maximum damage. 300,000 on that hit from Wukong. That was nice. I do like the maximum damage series from HH. That's a fun series. I know he stopped doing the shorts for the most part, but that's a fun series. Let's hit him. That was a nice 400k there. Yeah, we've actually jumped up. In the last 5 turns, we've jumped up 4 million damage because we've got 2 decapitated heads. And we've got all the debuffs out there, which is just wonderful. That's what we want. We've had 100% uptime on the provoke. Now we want to hit the Head of Mischief. Let's see if we can get it slowed. We did get it slowed, but I think it's gonna respawn anyway, so that's unfortunate. All right, and now we're gonna kill the Head of Decay. As long as you always have one head either decapitated or close to it, you can usually just, like, your damage starts to ramp up at that point. Once you get into a good cycle, you can really do a ton of damage. Wow, that did not land on Head of Mischief. Okay. Good damage there. I'm trying to remember if Islan is in the offense tree or not. I don't recall. I don't get to play this account ever. Like, all I do is daily maintenance. I just go and do my dailies and my advanced quests, try to get my faction crypts in, try to do, the PvP every day. Like, but I never spend any time looking at my champions anymore. I am so unfamiliar with my roster. And this used to be my, I love this account. I have put so many hours into this account. It's in such a good place, too. It would be an even better place if they let me into the freaking content creator program. I applied like 3 months ago. I applied in like November. I haven't even heard back. I thought about applying again. I was going to apply again. I tried to apply again. And then there's like a technical glitch with the application system. That makes me think that maybe that happened the first time and they didn't even get my application. So, not loving that. Oh, we got a Head of Torment out. We've got a Head of Torment out. That changes everything. We need to get that off the board. That's a problem. We did get a substitute head. I would have preferred the Head of Wrath, because now we got to deal with fears. And these cannot be blocked. They can be cleansed, but they can't be blocked. So you just get you get the fear right back. Right back. And unfortunately, I think this is one of the tankier heads. It's sort of like in the middle. Uh-oh. Okay. And our hex didn't land. Now we've got 4 turns, so we need to get the hex out. We need to not lose too many turns to the fears. We need to stay alive, and we actually need to hit the Head of Mischief without a hex debuff. That's some damage. It's not enough. And I'm not getting hits to come through. I need that hex. Land. There we go. That's going to help a lot. I still have to deal with the fears, though. That helped. That helped a ton that fear didn't track there. Whew. Okay. I do not like this. I don't like this one bit. We got to get this Head of Torment out of here. It would be one thing if the Head of Mischief wasn't on the board. But the issue is the Head of Torment, first of all, unfortunately, is just like tanky. And this isn't like a super high damage team. But killing my turns with fears is hugely problematic. I guess it's better that it came out now rather than later. Like, hopefully when it leaves the board, it gets replaced by somebody else. If it comes back, I probably won't make the 21 million. Well, maybe I will. I don't know. I have decent sustain. I'm going to pop 2 of these heads probably at some point. Let's see if this... Nope. Lost that one. Lost that one. That helps a little bit. Just got to keep hitting them. So the way that you typically, solve this guy, I mean, Inquisitor Shamil is awesome because he just removes the fears. But the other option is you can have a perfect veil. So Duchess is beautiful, right? Tatora Rhymehide, even Rector Drath. Those champions are all good for this boss. I'm just straight up losing all my good stuff. Damn it. Damn it. Oh, was that 5 in a row? That was awful. 6 in a row. I lost the entire team lost a turn. The entire team lost a turn. 6. That's 1/2 to the 6 power. So 1/2, 1/4, 1/8, 1/16, 1/32. 1 in 64 chance of that happening. That was ugly. Every single champion lost their skill. Ugh. We are going to have a lot of decapitated heads simultaneously, I think, here. Cardiel just went down. We got 3 turns to get him back, but at least the fears are gone. But let's see if we have the damage. Extra turn meter fill is good. Unfortunately, we are weak affinity into this guy. HP burns will help. Wukong is not weak affinity into this guy. Get the slow. Get the slow. Nice. That's useful. There we go. All right. Now we got to hit that decapitated head. We're closing in on our number. There's another decapitated head. Let's get a cleansed. Thank you. Yeah, let's extend the HP burns if we can. Extended 1. Oh, we got him back. Head of Torment. That's not great. We'll try to avoid hitting him for a while. We want to get the Head of Mischief down while the Head of Torment is up, because that's just a huge problem. That is the RNG part of this. You know, like, I think he only had like a 10% chance of showing up. And now that he's here, he's only got a 10% chance of being removed, you know? So it's just like, I probably have to deal with him for the rest of the fight. However, we can get Mischief off the board and Mischief doesn't respawn. Then that's the same thing for Mischief. Maybe Mischief doesn't come back around. So we'll have to see. We're going to hit our damage mark, I think. I think we're going to hit our damage mark. Okay. Yeah. HP burns do good work. Slows. There goes the Head of Mischief. Okay. We got 3 decapitated heads. There we go. I mean, we want to keep this. I would like to get a lot more than 21 million, right? It is a Hydra Clash. Let's see if we could get 40 maybe. I don't have a decreased defense, I just realized. I don't have a decreased defense. Head of Suffering. That's actually fine. I don't mind the Head of Suffering. I'm not putting the Hex out right now, though. I want the Hex available when the Head of Mischief comes back, if the Head of Mischief comes back. Head of Wrath. Okay, so AoE's become an issue, but we have an Ally Protect. We have a Strengthen. We have a Shield. We even have a potential for an increased defense. So Head of Wrath is manageable. Do I have Lydia on this account? I do. Mr. Bean says, oh, I wasn't watching live. My comment was towards something you were talking about like 40 minutes ago. Yeah. Alex says, Cole, looks like I figured out Nightmare with Zinogre, but Ultra Nightmare seems to be acting weird without a 2-turn block debuffs with 3-turn cooldown. 1,500 turns, Blithoria says, let's go. Bryce regrets not going for Island. Island is a solid champion, and I'm happy I went for him. I think a lot of the advice was that he was a skippable fusion. I did not say he was a skippable fusion. I made that clear, but most of my viewers were like, yeah, everybody else is saying, he was skippable. I think he's great for Hydra. I think he's really good as a solo champion. He's good in Doom Tower. He's great in a lot of places. So, but you know what? There's fusion burnout, after Newt and then Emic, right? Like, it felt like you already had the tank, you just got Emic. Why do I need Islan? Like, I understand why people passed on him. I think it was more a matter of timing than it was a matter of the champion. Head of Decay. Okay, so this is the provocable head, right? Head of Decay is the cleansing head. Yeah, so we need to, but now Head of Mischief is gone. That makes life easier. That makes life a lot easier. Now we can start killing the Head of Torment. We do need to land our provokes on that Head of Decay. Oh, Wrath did provoke us, and we're going to have a problem because we did not land our provoke. And now we've got the reflect damage up from Head of Suffering. Ooh, this is a nasty combo. Let's see if we can land the provoke at least. There we go. Got the provoke. That's important. All right. Now, that Wukong should pop up. There we go. Extend that HP burn. I like it. Strip those buffs. Boom. Gorgeous. All right, another provoke. There we go. All right. I mean, we've cleared our one key. I don't know if this team is good enough to go into Brutal, honestly. I mean, it feels like we're just on the edge of staying ahead of this difficulty. It's a decent team. I think decreased defense would help, obviously, if we could fit that into the team somewhere. But I don't know who we would have to probably pull Artak. And Artak right now is sort of our main damage. I could pull Cardio, which just seems silly. Like, why would you ever pull Cardiel out of a team? Any team. It doesn't even matter what the team is. Why would you pull Cardiel out of a team? All right, I need that provoke. There we go. We have just enough sustain. We have just enough damage. But once this cooldown on the Devourer gets low enough, we're going to start losing champions. Especially with the Head of Torment out. That helps. I need a 3 out of 4. Maybe I should have saved the activation because now she gets devoured. And it is the Head of Wrath who we're going to activate. We do have defenses up. We want to actually activate him now while the strength is still on. I do need that provoke. Oh, wrong guy. He's over here. He's on the right side. That's a problem. He was on the left side before. There we go. Got the provoke out. That's why you want to back up provoke in case you just have COVID brain and you totally forget what you're doing. There's Mithrala, who's kind of key to the whole operation. Okay. I feel like we're in a good spot now. Let's try to get, we should be able to get at least 35 million, right? Maybe 40? 40 would be nice. 40 would be very nice. I hate this head of torment. I need it to change. And what I really needed to change to is I need to change it to the head of whatever the head of not mischief is. Forget which one I'm missing. We're getting close. That HP burn will help. It only it landed on all four, didn't it? Nice. That will do some work. There we go. Oh my gosh, that head of torment is such a pain in the butt. All right, 8. We need a provoke. There we go. I think we've been 100% on the provoke, which is really nice. And now we need to debuff this neck, and we need that neck to change. Really, even if it was head of mischief, we have a solution for the head of mischief. So I would prefer it not be the head of mischief. I would prefer it be whatever the other head is. But honestly, as long as it's not the head of torment again, I'll be happy. Block the provoke, which is good. Newt and Ugo would be a great pairing. That's a good call. Great Dane, how's it going? Ziffo, gotta go to work. 9 a.m. here. Have fun. Thank you. Swam B, I would pull Seeker for Lydia. You would pull Seeker for Lydia. To get the weaken and decreased defense out there, you get an increased speed buff. Not a bad call. That could work. You lose the second provoke, right? You lose the backup provoke. He's actually the primary provoke. Islan is really the backup provoke. But maybe with just an A1 provoke, Islan is enough. And the weaken and the decreased defense would drastically increase the overall damage. And then she's got a strengthen buff, which is great against, what is it? The head of suffering? Yeah, it's the head of suffering. I mean, we already have one strengthen from Mithrala, but we could cycle those. It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. I have run with one provoker before. I've run with Seeker as the primary provoker and without a second one, and it works all the way up through Brutal. I don't know that it would work at Nightmare, but I've certainly one-keyed Brutal with Seeker on the team before. We're good with the provokes. So this is kind of a strange thing. Like when you have a head of decay, you're like, okay, well, he's a pain in the butt. But if you have your provokes, then he's handled. So you want him to stay up. You don't really want to pop that head. You want him to be alive for a long time. But if you're using AoE damage deals and HP burns, like you're going to burn through every head, you know? And the question is like, what's a good combo? And then do you like work all the heads down, or do you always try to have one close to dead? You know, there are different thoughts on how you approach the like sort of the meta game, you know, like what's the best, like, do you want them staggered? So literally you can always have a head down and roll into the next one. Or is it better to like have the right foursome up and alive for as long as possible and then just pop them all at once because you're doing AoE damage anyway, so that you have 4 decapitated heads and you're doing just crazy, crazy damage. And because you have the 4 correct heads that you can manage, you can just keep them all alive for as long as possible. Like, it doesn't really bother your rotations, you know? But then again, you have the countdown timer. You have the timer constantly ticking away. And, you know, the devourers get faster and faster and faster. So you can't delay too long. And I've never really gotten deeply into the theory crafting. I like Clan Boss. I like Demon Lord Clan Boss a lot. I love the theory crafting there. I'm enjoying Sintranos, and I really like Doom Tower. I like the theory crafting there, but this I don't like as much. It's not awful to me, but it's too much of a time investment. It's the Head of Torment. It's too much of a time investment, I find. And I need the game to be faster than it is. And this is literally the slowest fight in the whole game, right? Like, this is the fight that takes the longest to complete. But here's the question. Do I just go and try to destroy the Head of Torment again? I don't have the Head of Mischief up right now. That's probably a good call. So I could just do that. Just deal with the fears and kill it again. I mean, we're up to 30 million. It's doing all right. I should have taken my clan quest. I should have taken my clan quest before I did this. Like, you know, some of the clan quests are focused around Hydra and like surviving a certain number of turns or freeing a certain number of champions. All right, so now I've got to free this champion. I've only got 2 turns to do it. That'll help. There are some HP burns out as well, and nobody's got a fear right now, so this is going to be good. This is where the decreased defense would really help. Unfortunately, it's my R-tack, but we do have HP burns up, which will help. So he got those up before he went. Like I said, nobody is feared, so as long as I'm using just single target attacks. Do I hex? Everybody's got hex. Slow. That's going to help. That was worth the fear on the Islan. There we go. Okay, now get the hex out. Cleanse. We need a provoke. There we go. And we're good. I think we're back in business. Okay, Wukong died, and that reset his counter. He was the one who had the counter. It was at 2, and he got killed, and he just dropped back onto him at 14. So that just saved us like a whole rotation of trying to free Wukong. I think. Isn't that what happened? That's what it looked like. All right. This Head of Torment it's tormenting me. It is, in fact, tormenting me. Slows are good. Slows are very good. So let's see what happens with Wukong's timer. The timer has shifted to Cardiel. Got the provoke out. We're still 100%, I think. I don't think there's been a cleanse. There might have been one cleanse. Head of Wrath has got 7 on its counter. It is close to dead, but probably we don't want to hit it. I don't think we want to hit it yet. See if this works. Nope. I think the HP burns will get us through the Head of Wrath, which is nice. And the Hex, right? Every time we hit one of the other heads, it works on the Head of Wrath. So as long as we can avoid hitting it too much, I think we're in good shape. Yeah, and I think, you know, we might be able to get to 40 million. As soon as one of these heads pops, we're going to get a whole bunch of damage. So I think 40 million is within reach as long as we don't die before we get to this point. I mean, we're going to have 3 heads that die in relatively, actually 4 all 4 heads may just go 1, 2, 3, 4. Like they may be relatively close. It looks like the Head of Decay is going to happen soon. We've got slows out there, so let's wait one more turn, get an ally protect up, increase defense. Even my counterattacks are giving me fears with this Head of Torment. Okay, so Head of Wrath did go. Used his AoE, but we had all our defenses up, so it was fine. Extend some HP burns if we can. This Head of Torment is fairly tanky too, which is really irritating. Slows are good. Slows are very good. The slows, especially AoE slows, if you can get an AoE slow out there, it does so many things for your performance, like for your overall outcome. Because even though, I mean, what I said in the video, if you watch the video today, was yesterday's video, is that it helps you like get more time to get around to your provokes for, this guy, Head of Decay, right? Which is true. It does do that. But in addition, remember that you're on a timer, right? This blue counter on Cardiel right now is at 8. And that basically goes down 2 every time a champion is devoured. But that counter is based on head turns, not your turns, but the turns that the heads take. So if they take fewer turns, that means that you've got longer in between devours, right? It basically gives you extra like rounds or extra, whatever you want to call it, extra, champion turns. Because the heads aren't going as quickly. So it changes the ratio basically of, champion turns to boss turns. All right, so Head of Wrath is definitely going to pop. And this Head of Decay is going to pop. And I'm wondering if we should just pop it. Because we could get through the Head of Wrath now relatively easily. I do not have a reviver on this team, so if somebody dies, they stay dead. I do have a Revive on Death, which is available some of the time. And obviously Wukong has his passive. Wukong has died several times. There he goes. Head of Wrath is down. Time to light him up. I'm going to try not to kill Head of Decay too fast, but I have a Hex out there, so it's going to happen. We've got HP burns out there, so it will die basically right away. It's almost dead. Maybe the next hit. There it goes. All right. Well, we can switch over here because it is got more turn meter. Let's stop hitting the Head of Torment so we don't lose turns to Fears. Ah, damn it. You've only got 2 turns to break Cardiel out, and I just lost some of my big damage there. Get the slow out there. Land it. Nope. Damn, lost him again. Yep, the RNG there was ugly. Losing all those turns when you got a 2-turn digestion counter going on. How are you not? All right, Torment's down. That's good. Cardiel's back. That's good. We're not in a great place. We need to get this guy provoked. And I don't know if that's going to happen. We got the provoke. Ooh, at the last possible second there. All right. Let's get that Hex out. You want the Hex out when you've got decapitated heads. Another provoke. All right, good, good. We're in good spot here. All right, I do want to use the ally attack, but I need to get everybody in good position. Slows, land them. Yeah, nice. We don't have any HP burns out, so activating doesn't make any sense. And what's that? That's the Head of Blight. Okay, Head of Blight's the poison cloud head. It's fine. That's fine. We will take that head. We don't want the Head of Torment back. That's for sure. Let's hope we get a new head here. Unfortunately, all those heads died too close together for us to take full advantage of them. Because we had like a Devour plus the heads pop plus, you know, Fears all at the same time. If the Head of Torment had died first, it would have been awesome because then the Fears would have come off and then we would have had all those attacks. But we didn't get those attacks because the Fears kept negating them. $352,000 there, plus 70,000. Very nice. Almost 500,000 from Wukong. Provoke, please. Thank you. Every bit of damage counts. Probably want to activate these poisons. Our HP burns. $154K on the A1. How awesome is that? I'm not going to hex just in case this becomes the head of mischief. Because it's about to take a turn. No, it's the head of frickin' torment. If this didn't take 48 minutes to do this, I would have reset this key. Because pulling the head of torment on this difficulty level, it was just bad luck. It was just bad luck that that's what happened. And I can't get away from it. Like the chance of it like swapping off the head of torment is really low. The head of it, chance of it swapping onto the head of torment was really low. Now we have had, head changes, but you can see that this one, once it changed the head of torment, it hasn't changed off the head of torment. And I mean, now that, the good news, if there is good news, is that we don't have the head of mischief simultaneously. But it's just a pain to get through this guy. Now we don't have a provoke up because of the fears. Now we get the provoke up. So this is the thing where like Lydia would be potentially, like I'd be doing more damage, but simultaneously I would be missing more skills. Right? It's like, so, or I mean, I wouldn't be missing more skills. I'd be potentially doing more damage when the debuffs are up, but they would potentially not be up as long because of the provoke being missed because of the fears being out. That's the likely scenario there. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know about Lydia. She's such a good champion, and I do think it's a good idea. I'm just not. I almost feel like if I have Lydia, I should bring in Shamail just in case. And then it's like if the head of torment doesn't pop, then Shamail's useless because he doesn't hit that hard, and you don't really want him to hit that hard. You want him to be that perfect solution for the head, and you just leave the head up, and you don't even care, and then you just kill other heads. I don't know if I'm going to get through this head another time. We shall have to see. Oh, okay, that could be a problem. Land a slow, please. I got to come around to a provoke because I just lost my provoker. And it's cleansed. Yep. All right. We might have enough damage. Damn it. We might have enough damage. Poisons. No, that was so bad. That's it. That's the end of the run, I think. Yep. All right, so we did okay. Not the perfect team. I mean, we got unlucky. We got unlucky that the head of torment popped and just stayed up the whole time because I didn't have a solution for the head of torment in this team composition. And honestly, if I had more time and I cared more about Hydra, I would just, as soon as it like came back the second time, I would have quit and restarted. But I honestly just can't really give a damn. I can't. It's 52 minutes of this. It's the stupidest game mode. It's like a cool fight that they made tedious as hell. I just don't like it. I want to like it. It's close to being really likable. I understand why people do like it, but it's like, I don't have the time for this. I don't have the time for this. And I have to do this with 3 keys. All right. I'm going to try to get a few more million out here, I guess, because why not? We'll see if we can get to like 50, maybe. I don't think we will. Oh, we just lost a second champion. We didn't get our HP burns out there. Yeah, we'll be lucky to get to 45 now. Nobody joined the ally attack. Everybody was feared. Come on. Stop losing your turns. Stop losing your turns. Without the HP burns out, I'm not going to get that champion back. And that means, yeah, we're done. We'll be lucky to see 45 million. Oh, there, it's gone. Okay. So Wukong's gone, Seeker's gone. And now we're just running out the string. So maybe 44 million if we're lucky. That's all right. I don't mind. I don't mind. You guys asked for it. You guys asked for it. Is this my primary team? I don't have a primary team anymore. I broke all my Hydra teams. I changed all my champions for different content. So this was just something I threw together to see if it would work for this rotation. And, you know, we got to 44-ish million. I feel okay about it. We got a little bit unlucky with the RNG of the heads. Like, this team should probably be able to clear 50 or 60 million. I have done like 140 or 150 million, maybe more, maybe 180 million on hard mode before. I've done 180 million on hard mode full auto before on this account, like with the champions that I have. Now, I don't know. I don't remember which rotation it was, but you know, to get 44 million feels pretty weak, you know, on hard when I know that I've done 4 times or 5 times that damage before, you know. But that being said, I don't play the game mode. I don't like the game mode. I like the fight. I like the idea of the fight. I don't like any game mode that requires me to play for an hour and then maybe get unlucky with a 3% or, you know, a fear that just proc, like too many fears that proc, and then that ruins a run. And instead of getting 180 million, you get 45. I don't like that. It's, you know, people will say this is not an RNG based fight. And I agree. It's not an RNG based fight, but there is RNG in this fight. I had that one rotation where literally all 6 champions lost their turn to fears. That happens 1 out of every 64 times, like the chance of that happening. So most of the time that won't happen, right? But it did happen. Now, luckily, it didn't happen at a moment that was critical. And that's also the RNG. Like when it happens is also the RNG. And so I don't like the time investment. If you could do this in, say, 5 to 10 minutes, if that were the way the fight was built, then I would really like the fight. Because I would just, now I could spend an hour doing 6 variations of the fight instead of an hour doing 1. You know? Crashdown says, tell us how you really feel, Cole. Yeah, Plethora. I probably, since getting the Thrala, I've probably used 20 or 30% of my keys. And Hydra Clash made me say like, oh, maybe I should care about Hydra again. And then I tried to for a week and I'm just like, I don't like it. I don't like it that much. And again, it's not the fight. The fight is cool. I don't like the time investment. I need this game to make a serious commitment. I need Player M to make a serious commitment to cutting the amount of time that players need to be in the game in half. That's what I need. I need to play this game 50% of the time that I'm actually putting into the game. That's the only, like, when you think about the fact that I've been carrying 3 accounts for the last couple of months or month, I guess, almost. Like the amount of hours that I had to put in is just, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I want to be able to run alternate accounts for content, for fun, for engagement. And just because I enjoy the early game. And so one of the things that I've done is I've made the choice to just basically cut Hydra out of my diet. You know, which isn't the best thing for a content creator because Hydra is a place where a lot of people want a lot of help. And I'm somebody who's committed to helping the community. That's just why I became a content creator and what the focus of my channel is. But unfortunately, it's hard for me to get up for the fight. It's hard for me to get up for Hydra. I've now done 2 Hydra videos. I thought the Hydra video from yesterday was pretty good. The previous Hydra video I thought was very good. They're out there. You know, I'm probably not going to do another Hydra video for 2 months because honestly, I'm way more interested in Sintranos. I'm way more interested in Clan Boss. You know, I'm way more interested in Doom Tower. I'm way more interested in Arena. Like, Hydra is the least interesting area of the game to me other than like campaign farming. I would rather fight Iron Twins and Sand Devil's Necropolis than Hydra. That's just how I feel about it. All right, so that was the Hydra content for the stream. We're going to be moving on. Tonk says soapbox. Yeah, a lot of soapbox. One key quick battle function would be nice for those who don't care about Clash. I agree. Jim Flop says, that's why I only run Hydra on auto. Tired of playing this manual. Me too. Is there going to be a 2x ancient summoning event this weekend? Let's go check Hell Hades. Let's see what he says. I feel like they've broken the rotation so many times. Who knows what's going to... It's saying in 9 hours we're going to get a 2x sacred summoning event. Now, there is... maybe it's an event. I don't know if it's a tournament or event. There is a champion chase. Yeah, so there's a champion chase opening in 9 hours. You can see right there. So that will coincide with whatever the 2x summoning event is that starts tomorrow. I'm a little bit surprised we haven't heard about the fusion yet. In fact, maybe they dropped the information in the last couple of hours and I wasn't watching. Let me go check the raid. Let me check the raid Discord. So they did restart the server today, which indicates to me they made some changes or they're preparing to make some changes. I know there's another patch coming. There's some big changes for the new patch as well. Yeah, I thought we would hear about it this week, Crash, but maybe it won't happen until next week. Usually we get the information on a Wednesday or a Thursday, not every single time, but that was a cycle for a while. Joshua Lynch says, I need help with the HH optimizer. I upgraded and it's not showing me the premium features. I would make sure that you're logged into the website. Like, log into the website, log into the optimizer, and then upload to the website and make sure that it's seeing your account. And you should see the premium features. I've had a little bit of issue with that as well at times, and that seemed to fix it. Jules says, time for dinner, been an interesting time. I'm jealous of your knowledge of what to do. Let's just say I wing it and auto it. Have a good evening. Signing off. Thanks, Jules. No need to be jealous. No need to be jealous. It's just, you just grind until you get it. Just grind until you get it. Everybody plays differently, by the way. I don't play with my gut, right? I play with my head. Like, a lot of people play with their gut, and that's fine, by the way. This is not a criticism at all. I'm just saying some people just go with what feels right. They go with what feels good. They try it out and they like things, like if you have a champion and you like that champion. I like Cardiel. I like putting Cardiel into solutions, but Cardiel's also a beast, right? He's a great solution for a lot of content. So that is my gut getting to agree with my head, basically, or my head getting to agree with my gut, if you want to call it like that, But I do think we gravitate towards champions for whatever reasons. Maybe it's an aesthetic. Maybe it's the type of champion that they have. Maybe it's when you got it in your account and what benefit it's given you. We kind of fall in love with our favorite champions, even if, our head, like our assessment, our intellectual assessment of that champion doesn't coincide with the feeling we have about the champion. And the truth of the matter is the game is played for enjoyment. So playing with your gut can be super enjoyable, right? And playing with your head can be enjoyable too. It doesn't mean that you're not experiencing the emotion. It just means, what's driving your decisions, right? Is it your intellectual assessment of what's happening, or is it the emotional feel of what's happening? And it could be a little bit of both. Everybody's, it's not ever 100% one or the other. But there tends to be a dominant force. And for me, it's usually thinking my way through things. And one of my practices is to try to collect knowledge, right? To try to siphon off as much knowledge as possible. And I lack knowledge in certain areas. I just do. Hydra is one of those areas. So, you know, I know enough to get myself into trouble. I know enough to get Mithrala. I know enough to do okay, you know, but to a certain extent, I kind of feel like an MMO player. I mean, I am an MMO player, but in MMOs, sometimes when you're struggling early on with like a new character class that you don't work that well with, it isn't a natural fit for you, rather than take on the difficult quests, you over level, you level past it, and then you crush the difficult quests because you're just like 10 levels too advanced. Do you know what I mean? It's like, that's sort of how I feel about Hydra. Like, I have enough knowledge to kind of get by, but simultaneously, I'm just overpowered. Like, I just did hard mode, right? Like, I should be doing Nightmare. My account should be doing Nightmare. I have enough. Oops, I have enough power to be doing Nightmare. You know, I should be up here. I can't. My clan hasn't unlocked it, but like, you know, I just decided to do hard because I'm like, I know I'm going to one key it. You know, so I feel a little bit bad. Like, from a content creator standpoint, I feel a little bit bad. I wish that I could offer more value in that fight. But, you know, we all have our specialties. You know, when you think about like Deadwood Jedi, right? He is the clan boss guy. And it's not that he doesn't put out videos on Hydra or that he doesn't put out videos on other stuff, but like 60% of his content, 70% of his content is Demon Lord, you know, because that's what he loves. That's what he enjoys spending his time on. And that's what he's really good at. And he's become the master of it. And everybody knows that he's the master of it. You know, that's his niche. I will never be the master of Hydra. It just doesn't suit me. But it also, you know, I don't think it's necessary. I'm not the end game content creator, right? Like, I'm not the guy that the whales are watching. I'm the early game and mid game guy, and that's fine. And I like showing off some end game content because it's fun to see and have aspirational like videos, you know, like this is where you can get, this is what you can do. But, you know, 60, 70, 80% of my content is, you know, early game, mid game, maybe the transition from mid game to late game. And that's what I do well. Now, I am still playing at end game. Right? My account is at end game. So it's like, I still have to deal with that. But that's another reason why I don't play that account that much. Or this account that I'm showing you on the screen right now. Because, okay, that was just ugly. That's what I get for auto battling. Who was that? Let's go smoke this team. It was this one, right? Yeah, let's just go. This team's got to die. There you go. That wasn't hard at all. It's just, I just got to pay attention. So I hope that the Hydra videos that I put out there have provided helpful information and maybe provided a starting point, you know, a foundational point for people to launch from towards some of the other content creators who are more focused on the Hydra boss. And that's also true for a lot of my other content. I'm happy to keep improving my knowledge. I still enjoy that aspect of this game, you know, getting better, getting more knowledgeable at the game. So sometimes when I do a video, my experience of researching the video teaches me something new. The responses of my viewers to the video teaches me something new. And so I keep getting better, which means, you know, in the 6 months that I've been doing YouTube, I've become a better player. And that's also made me a better content creator, I think. Not just knowing sort of how to make videos and what my audience likes and what I like to do, but just the fact that like I have more knowledge than I started with. And if I have a talent that made me think that I could be good at this, it's that I feel like I'm able to synthesize information from complicated sources and deliver it in a digestible way for most people. So continuing to gain knowledge is part of that process, right? Like it's just a natural part of that process. If I don't have something to learn, then I run out of stuff to teach. All right, so we do have some stuff here. Dailies are done. Events are done. I did want to get into Sintranos. I shouldn't have picked up my energy, but let's go to the Curse City. We still have eight tokens here. I do have my Amius unlocked for normal. I've completed Cobble Market and Dead Rise, I guess it's called, except for this one boss here, which I haven't tried yet, so we can do that. This is just Dragon, so Dragon's not particularly tricky, I don't think. Let's do... maybe this? He's weak affinity, maybe not. I don't have a magic based damage dealer other than Venom Mage. I mean, I guess this would get me more HP burns and some sustain. So let's go ahead and switch these two. Could work. We've got a decrease attack. We've got the passive damage mitigation. We've got an increase attack. We've got a cleanse and a block debuffs buff. We've actually got two. We've got an HP burn and a buff strip. Feels okay. We'll let this go. What are your general thoughts on Raid's progression, if I may ask? Triax asks, like, just in general, do you feel Raid has good progression systems in a vacuum? Do you mean the progression of an account? Like, how do I feel about the progression of accounts in Raid? Like the progression that you have to go through as a player and as an account? I think the progression is slow. I think progress in this game happens in chunks, and it's slow all the time. So like it's weird because it's like early on you'll progress really fast. And so you kind of go from 0 and you're going up because you're pulling champions. But until you get your first 60, it's still kind of like bumpy. You know, it feels fast, but you realize you haven't actually done anything. Then you get your first 60, it starts ramping up, and all of a sudden you're accelerating until you get to like 6 or 7 or 8 60s. And then it starts slowing down again because now you need particular solutions. And so now it becomes about the shard pulls, right? And so you're pulling shards, you're getting new champions, you're getting new legendaries. And anytime you hit a good champion, you get a spurt of progress, but it's kind of short lived. Like you'll go from stage 17 to stage 25 of spiders in it. And it's like, that's significant improvement, but it'll literally happen in a few hours. You know, like you'll pull a champion that can do that for you. It'll take you a while to build them. You build them, you try them out, and you solve not just 17, but 18, 19, 20, 21. You know, you just solve it all in an hour. And then that's it. That's all the progress you get out of that champion. So it's like you waited a month to pull the champion. You spent 10 days building the champion. Then you get all of the progress in an hour, and you have that progress forever. Like it's solved forever as long as you don't break that composition. But yeah, so what happens is it kind of trains players to get used to the idea that progress happens when you get new champions. And that just feeds into the idea of chasing champions. Right? But realistically, that's not how the game actually works. What tends to happen is you get to a point where gear becomes the essential component. Stats become the essential component. Right? You've got 60 or 70 champions. And now it's not that you can't get a new champion that's better than somebody you've got. You know, you still haven't pulled the Duchess. You still haven't pulled the Krisk. You still haven't pulled, you know, a Demitha or whatever it is. Like, you still have champions that can progress your account. But in reality, the limitation of your account is no longer your roster. The limitation of your account is your gear. And that never speeds up. Right? Like that never becomes fast. So that doesn't feel great. That doesn't feel great. I'm trying to think of what I should do here in terms of maybe that. I don't know. So you have to have patience to play this game for the long haul. I think it's an exciting game for like 90 days. I think most players can play this game for 60 to 90 days, maybe even less. Maybe it's like 45 to 60 days, something like that. And then the grind really sets in. And then the knowledge of the game becomes a requirement, you know? Mayhem Monkey says, a fusion every month is just too draining. I wish it was bi-monthly instead, more time to save resources and breathe. But of course, Plarium won't ever let that happen. I actually don't think every month is too draining. I understand what you're saying, and I do think the current setup is too draining. But I don't think it's having one a month. I think that's great. I think having 13 a year actually feels pretty good. The issue is that the fusions last from 13 to 17 days. I don't think the fusion should be that long. If you had a fusion once a month, but it only lasted 8 days, which, by the way, is still a pretty significant investment. Like, if you have to do something for 8 days or 9 days, maybe even 10 days, like, but if you had 10 out of every 30 days you were doing a fusion, and then you had 20 days to do other stuff, like, they could do, think of it this way. They could do a 7-day fusion, take a week off, do a 7-day Titan event, take a week off, do a 7-day fusion, take a week off, do a 7-day Titan event, take a week off. Like, if you had that rotation every month where you had a Titan event and a fusion event every month, but in between each event, you had a week off. Like, first of all, it wouldn't be overwhelming because you're not doing 15 days of a fusion event. You're doing 7. And then you would have an opportunity to stop and breathe and work on your account and do masteries and grind gear and not have it all line up crazily. Like, I think that would be better. So it's not the frequency of the fusions that I personally object to. It's the intensity of the fusions and the duration of the fusions. Really, Magic Stream first time cleared Doom Tower. Congrats, Pavel. That's awesome. Let's get over here and see if we can do any more of these bosses in Plague Home. I don't know if we can. Or we'll just keep clearing. Keep clearing. Nub Raids does love Hydra. Yeah. Jack says, sort of like in some games or MMOs might be a better example. You have the progression of leveling your class, then gear, then whatever extra power stuff goes into your class. I think the difference between an MMO and this game is that MMOs are immersive. I don't think this game is. There's a level of immersion, but it's minimal. And sometimes that immersion stands in for gameplay content. Sometimes the immersion is enough for you to say, I like spending time in this place. You don't have to be really doing anything. There are a lot of hours in my life that have been spent hanging out in a guild hall, running around doing silly quests, like just, traveling, like doing exploration quests, getting to the tops of mountains, finding the caves behind the waterfalls, and just running around with friends, like, lobbing snowballs at each other. Without the feeling that I need to be doing something, without the fear that I'm not progressing. When you do nothing in this game, you feel like you're missing out. When you do not just this game, but gacha games in general are like designed around that, So I think that it's not just about progression necessarily, although that's certainly part of it. But a lot of it is also about, what are you doing with your time? And how does that time feel to you, depending on what you're doing? I like Raid because I like solving puzzles. I don't care about the progression as much, like in terms of like a RPG style of progression. I think the frustrations I have with this game, not the company. Now, I'm not talking about monetization now. It's like if I have frustrations with this style of game or the way it's implemented here, is that I would like more freedom to explore. Like I would like more freedom to be creative about my solutions. I would like gear removal to be free. I would like to be able to respec my masteries for free at any time. Even if it was like on a timer, it's like every 48 hours you could respec your masteries for free. Like I would like that because that would enhance my ability to have fun doing solving the puzzles. So I think they do progression fairly well in the sense that the challenge is real. And the time investment makes the reward feel significant. But I do think that a lot of the inconvenience in the game is deliberately designed to make you spend money, which MMOs don't do it that way, right? Because it's either a subscription based thing or you're buying expansions every 6 months. So it just feels different when you're doing an MMO. At least to me, it does. Is Tyrant usable without books? As long as you have a book and it's A3, I think, for the cooldown reduction of the ally protect, then he's usable. Yeah. Denise Peregrino says, I still have never gotten a fusion champion. Well, have you tried? Or have you just always kind of backed off? Or have you tried and failed a couple of times and then felt like you're not good at it? Because you can do it. You can absolutely do it. It's manageable. It's hard. The two biggest issues are, one, you need to save ahead of time. You need to be really disciplined and say, I'm prioritizing this fusion above the other things that are, good to use resources on in this game. And then the second thing is you need to have the time to actually complete each and every, you need to be focused and organized and do all of the events to get all of the fragments or all of the fusion champions. And if you miss one day, sometimes that's all it takes to completely blow a fusion, which I don't like. I definitely don't like. I wish they would change that. But it's manageable. It is manageable if you do have those two things. If you do those two things, it is manageable. All right, so we have Fire Knight. Yeah, that's Fire Knight. And then we have Eternal Dragon. All right, so, well, we need her. We absolutely need her. We should probably go with this. That's going to be a pretty fast team. I don't have a ton of multi-hitters here. This could be good. And maybe this is good. Is he built? Is Dathi even built? He is geared. He's in Relentless, actually. Maybe we can put him in something we get some more speed out of him. Does he have a lot of debuffs? I don't think he does, right? Decreased defense. Yeah, okay. So it doesn't have to be accuracy. Let's just do that for now and get him. Wow, triple resist. Okay, so that shouldn't go on him. Yeah, maybe, whatever. I don't care. The goal is to get through these. Let's see. Probably Phantom Touch on him, right? Or I guess you could put Cruelty on him. Let's see what HH recommends for Dathi. All right, so yeah, Cruelty for Clan Boss. Damage dealer. Crushing Rend is not a bad call. Crushing Rend ignores defense instead of lowering defense. So the difference here between Crushing Rend and Cruelty is that Cruelty lowers the defense for everybody, but it lowers it by less. And it takes a while to ramp it up. Whereas Crushing Rend basically ignores percent of the target's defense for that champion. And by the way, they stack. So if you're in Crushing Rend and somebody else is in Cruelty, like you'll get the damage, the defense reduction, and then you'll also ignore defense on top of that. Whereas, yeah, so I don't know, either one could work. I guess for now, yeah, I'll go with Crushing Rend. All right, so let's try this. Let's see if this works. Denise, you don't suck. You're fine. Lots of people have failed. I failed a lot of. I failed one this year. Even after completing like 8 or 10 successful ones, I ended up failing one. It just happens. All right, can we get a freeze? Is good. I don't think oh, I do have a slow, but I've already used it. Yeah, unfortunately. As long as I can kill the Fire Knight before it gets too hairy. Damn it. That's nice. A couple of extra procs on the Relentless set there. Ooh, lots of extra procs on the Relentless set there. Yeah, this is unfortunate because the random hits from Shiromani mean that she doesn't always hit the shield. which is like such a pain in the butt. It's going to be the same thing here now with these. Yeah. So breaking the shield is actually pretty tricky. Looks like we'll be able to do it, though. Just got to get through this guy. Should try to kill this guy. Okay, that's good. Needed the priest dead. Elva is so good. I mean, I've got some sustain from Shiramani too. So like she's not alone, but Elva really does so much for your team, like speed aura, speed boost, cleanse, block debuffs, revives, heals. Like she's so freaking strong. Just such a good champion. I pulled her not that long ago. Like it's probably been like 3 months now, but you know, on this account, that doesn't feel like a long time because I'm never playing this account. I shouldn't say I'm never playing this account. I play this account every day, but I'm never like, I never have time to focus on progressing this account. All right. Curse City is hella expensive for silver for moving gear for hard. Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, if they just removed the gear cost of changing gear, that would be a great quality of life change. Jack says, my only issue with rates progression is that it feels like there's too much. Masteries, leveling, ranks, gear, accessories, etc. Gear is my primary issue along with accessories. Yeah. And they keep adding more, right? Because like now we've got new sets and then we've got mythic gear and then we've got ascensions and then you've got, you know, so it's like there's always more. They want us to have more, which is like there is a lot of it. There is a lot of it. You are absolutely right. Could we solve this? We need an HP burn. We do have one in Elenarl. We also have one here. We also have one here. Let's try this. Learning save shards is the first tricky step, says Forvardi. Yes, for fusions, absolutely. Ethan Allen says, Phantom Touch can add another hit to lower the shield counter. That is true. That's what I was thinking about. You know, plus just extra damage. But I don't know. Maybe I should have. Blessings are changing very soon. That's true. Doesn't matter. You're getting an extra free respec for masteries on the next update. So now's a good time to experiment. That's also true. 1 hour till reset. Good call. 1 hour till reset. And that reminds me. That I still have work to do on some things. Let's get this slow out there. I think this boss can be slowed, right? And turn meter reduction. Can you do turn meter reduction here? Yes. Ally attack. Oh, we're frozen. Damn it. I didn't think about that. Weaken. Resisted. Weaken. Still resisted. There's the HP burn we need. Not the HP burn we deserve. Let's crush this dude. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, maybe I need a cleanser here. Not just Still of the Drakes, but like an actual cleanser. It's pretty ugly. Slow helps. I need to kill these little spiderlings too. I think I took away accuracy from my Arbiter not that long ago, and as a result, she doesn't land as many weekends as she used to. Because I used to have her in sort of a hybrid build for PvE and PvP. She still was super fast, but like there was also a focus on accuracy, and I was able to get more speed. I got like 20 more speed out of her by not doing that. So I stopped doing that, and she got faster for arena, which was great. But now I don't land my weekends on her A1 nearly as much. All right, I need to get an HP burn on this champion. Is that my only source of HP burn is here on this A2? I think that's my only HP burn. Slow. Decrease that turn meter. Actually, I probably should have just nuked. I probably could have killed him, right? Well, no, maybe not. I don't know that we're hitting that hard yet. HP burn is still up. So Newt's going to do the job here on the next turn. There we go. Game over. Lovely. Perhaps if they included a Curse City free gear swap feature that will only be free in that game mode, as soon as you leave the game mode, it can automatically switch back to default. Yeah, I don't know how they would do that, Mayhem. I don't, that's a decent idea, but how do you gear swap for a mode? You know what I mean? Like, how would you do it mechanically in the game? I don't know that would be very easy to do. So, but I like creative thoughts like that. I like thinking about stuff like that. You know, there are tons of ways. There's more than one way to solve the problem. I think silver is such a bottleneck in this game that if you completely remove the cost of changing gear, and you completely remove the cost of leveling champions, and you completely remove the cost of opening more slots in the vault, if you removed every single silver cost, except for the cost of leveling gear, so like rolling up gear still costs silver, but if that was the only thing that cost silver, silver would still be a bottleneck. It would still be a bottleneck, but it wouldn't be as painful, right? Because you think about silver as going into your artifacts, but then you're like, oh, well, I need 10 more vault spaces. It's 13 million silver now. It's like, that's insane. That's 8 level 16 gear pieces. You know, it's like, so I think they need to do something about the silver. I think they need to remove that pain point. There are enough pain points in this game. I don't think that one is a good one, you know? Anyway, so I know we got the stream started a little bit late. We are closing in on reset. We're about 48 minutes out. The Thursday streams, for the most part, are just to mess around, have fun on this account, to play it, to see people, to say hi. And so I think I'm going to call it a night. I'm still pretty tired. I'm still dealing with the COVID after effects. So I don't want to tax myself too much. We've got a lot of stuff we're trying to accomplish this month. February is going to be a big month for the channel. Big month for me and Son. Big month for a lot of things. We've got some announcements coming. There are some things that we started last month that got disrupted because of my illness. And so, you know, we got to get those things squared away. We still have to kind of square away the clans and the whole cluster situation. But yeah, so thanks for hanging out and spending time. Remember that we're going to live stream on Sunday as well. I'm pretty sure we're live streaming this Sunday. We usually live stream on Sunday. For some reason, I've got something in the back of my head like I might not be available Sunday, but I think I am. I don't think that's this week. But But yeah, so we'll live stream on Sunday. That will be a longer stream. We usually go live at 11 a.m. Eastern on Sunday, and Sun will join me. My editor Sun will join me on Sunday because that makes sense. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all the questions. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and I will see you in another video pretty soon. Have a good one, everybody.